Hello. This is a sideshow, and I'm Theodore Parker. And today is Friday, October 27th, 2023. In this area of Kentucky, Lexington, the temperature will be going up to about 73 degrees today, with a possibility of rain today and over the weekend. We've had a pleasant week in this area, with the temperatures being in the 70s, going to the high 70s on a couple of days. And today, sunrise will be at 7:58 a.m. and sunset at 6:54 p.m. Air quality is good. Pollen is moderate. As you know, from time to time, I do pass on some useful information as far as health and maintaining yourself. This is one of those occasions. I found a short article that included some videos that has common ground, especially in the workforce, and particularly to you, those of you who are in the office, quote unquote. It's called Stretching After Work. And this particular video was filmed in Japan, so it's on the subway. And there are 4 suggested stretches. Number 1 is the abductor stretches, which is where you cross your left leg and put your ankle on your knee and bend forward. And then do the opposite. Put your right ankle on your left knee and bend forward several times. That helps stretch your pelvis area. Number 2 was ankle stretches. This is where you are seated again. All these exercises are seated. And you just put your feet in a position where your heels are on the floor and your toes are in the air. And you bend your toes forward and back several times. That's for your ankles. And then shoulder stretches. A lot of us are familiar with the one where you do like this and extend your arm, etc., etc. Those are shoulder stretches, opposite side several times. And then wrist stretches. Extend your arm, bend your wrist back per se on both sides several times, fully extended. And that is for your wrist. And this was presented by a TV program called All Blanc. And their motto is, "We rise by lifting others." There we have it. So, top stories in the news. Israel's latest. Troops again enter Gaza for a limited raid. Now, this was something I was looking at the map behind me the other day, so I'm going to pass it on to you. Let me see. Israel, okay, Saudi Arabia. Then you have Syria, Egypt. Right here in this little area, which you can hardly see, is Israel. And they're between Egypt and Iraq. And Syria is on the north side of them. So it's not even a strip of land on the map that encompasses 1 digit of any one of my fingers. But you got so much activity going on there. And it was the same way with the bigger landmass with Ukraine here. And they were surrounded, but Israel does have access to water, which was similar to Ukraine. So I just thought I would point that out. Small landmass and so much going on. Israel-Gaza updates. U.S. making progress toward escape for Americans in Gaza. Being located next to Syria, allows opportunities for ISIS and other terrorist groups to be involved, which was, I think, earlier this year or last year, comments were made to the same. In Croatia, Raisin Bank to pay withheld dividends after Russian worries ease. When Russia invaded Ukraine, Raisin Bank withheld their dividend payments, waiting to see what the outcome was going to be or how things were going to go. So now they are paying those dividends to their stockholders. Yes. Still a little bit of pollen going around, so, excuse me. The clocks go back this weekend, but not everyone is happy about it. It's that time of year, definitely fall. And that was an interesting story because Britain was all for it. And there were several related energy comments, coal burning and various other things like this. And there's a coalition between travel accidents and things of that nature, even in this country, with the longer, shorter days and more people traveling in the dark, then accidents have a tendency to go up. So, there you have it. But the opposite end, there was another country that totally did not agree with daylight saving time. And so it's been worked out that we have it. It's even been discussed in this country about doing away with it. So in case you're wondering where you're at and what's going on, as I said, this is the Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. If you're watching the Sideshow on Facebook and Instagram, don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you're watching the Sideshow on YouTube, what's up? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget about the Sideshow coffee cup. 11-ounce ceramic, black, dishwasher safe, good for most beverages, all beverages, hot and cold. Buy from me for $17 plus shipping and handling. Pay me through Cash App. $ TR Parker 1. In the news also, mass shooting in Maine leaves 18 dead. Shooter is on the run. Information has been passed as to the name of the individual, some of the background and circumstances, and what law enforcement is doing to apprehend him. Excuse me. Politics. In general, Kentucky politics in particular, Governor Beshear and Attorney General Cameron have had their opinions aired on TV last week. And just think, November, I think it's November 7th, people will be going to the polls to cast their votes. The Speaker of the House is now Mike Johnson, married since 1999 to Kelly. The couple share 4 children, Hannah, Abigail, Jack, and Will. Speaking of marriage and Will, takes us to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Now, I've kind of laid off of this and got on it and laid off of it and got on it because I'm always saying to myself, well, you know, separated? That's with an exclamation point and a question mark. Most things I just say, well, that's all in the general context of living and whatnot. But this one kind of broadsided me and took me by surprise, separated for the last 7 years. So I read some things and looked at some things, and considered some things and compared some things, and I still wasn't ready to make a informed decision as whether it was just news or was it really news. So anyway, I did find an article which kind of fits my needs and answers my questions from Hola. And it's entitled, Will and Jaden Smith Reportedly Moved Out Due to Their Parents' Unique Marriage. That is the two children that they share together. Jaden is 25 and Willow is 22. And I do remember several news articles on Willow's home, $3 million. And all of this is in the Calabasas area of California. So anyway, it's just a few minutes read, so let me just give it to you like it is. Hollywood power couple Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith recently made headlines that sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Jada's candid revelations about their unconventional marital situation has sparked discussions about the complexities of long-term relationships. This was after the announcement of her book, Worthy, and several other appearances, interviews. The essence of commitment and the challenges that famous couples face under the intense scrutiny of the public eye. Amid the turbulence of rumors and speculations, including the fact that she was in the car with Tupac the night he got shot, my comment, Jada Pinkett Smith decided to lay her cards on the table. In a candid interview with today's Hoda Kotb, Jada revealed the shocking news that she and Will have been living separately since 2016, which means when the Oscar situation occurred, they were not living together. Amazing. Viewpoints. It continues. What makes this revelation even more astonishing is the couple's commitment to never divorce. An agreement that has kept them bound together despite their separate lives. And it shows a picture of Will and Jada, Jaden, Willow, and Will's son, who was 5 years older than Jaden at 30. We decided that we were going to live completely separate lives, Jada explained. She further noted, I think by the time we got to 2016, excuse me, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be. Adding another layer of complexity to the situation is the departure of their two children, Jaden, 25, and Willow, 22, from the family home. And see, I remember when Jaden first broke out on the music scene with his videos and things of that nature, he had commented that all that had been done inside because they have a studio, and that Will was not even aware that he was putting together all of that. And then he went on and did some kind of, I think it's called a 501 about water. And so there we have a couple of facts. Both children left the family mansion in Calabasas once they turned 18. The decision to move out coincided with their parents' separation, which undoubtedly affected their choices. The Smith situation, while unique, is full of challenges. Living separately for an extended period can be emotionally taxing and may raise questions about the nature of their commitment. Both Will and Jada have undergone periods of personal growth and self-discovery during their separation, which may ultimately strengthen their bond. In an interview with the New York Times, Pinkett Smith provided more details regarding her and Smith's relationship, including if the two continue to live together. In recent years, they've lived separately, reads the article. As a 50th birthday present to herself, She bought her own place, moving out of their Calabasas compound. The move happened a couple of years ago, showing that despite their split, the two have lived together for most of their married life. Well, that satisfies me as to what's going on with the Smiths, Will and Jada Pinkett. So, there we have it. Speaking of politics, Philippines, which is considered to be a part of the United States, drum roll, boom. It's also having elections. So, not Manila, but Davao in the Philippines has an open slot for city council. Analu Bimalion is running for that office. Remember the name, Analu Bimalion, running for city council. Voting in a few days. I think she will do good and looks good in the campaign. That's it. Hashtag